People shout, yachts ring out. People shout,
How rich
yachts
am
ring
I?
out.
I still can hear the air shots from the trailer hitch on that semi. SRT on that Glico, 33 in that Gen 5. My little niggas wigging and turn the beef to a river. The shots rank up, heading in my direction. Bopping ties, my hub bringing a whole 50 guap out. We pop out at your party, free Karoo, Dooley and Shark. Puff up a lung where I'm from like I grew up in Marshall. Have on Preston bubble for the times and we ain't had no done. You spin a deuce. Shit look like I'm trying to two-track the sample. Spray your block and tag your whip up. These niggas know it's not. Stuff tape on the handle on the stick, lit like a Roman candle. While they keep watching reruns. I heard this show was canceled. All the business getting stood on. Every issue gonna get handled. Every pistol gonna get brandished. These niggas.
Sorry I'm late to the party, ladies and gentlemen. My co-host, the one with the most, is right here next to me. Hello, Mr. D-Walk.
What's happening?
Nothing much. I'm just trying to fix our internet right now so we can have a nice little talk. Before we continue, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, bless you, that comment. Share it on Twitter, share it on Joe BNCO, share it on Recon Reactions, and just talk about it. Now,
let's talk about it.
How was your week, Mr. D-Walk, before we get into wrestling and all the bullshit that's allowed? It's already been past a minute.
My week was cool. All I did was work, so, my week was cool.
Yeah, same over here, ladies and gentlemen. Got bitched at by my boss, if I had a boss. And then still, my girlfriend's gone for another 3 weeks, more or less like that. So I'm just chilling out, having fun. Weirdly enough, like I predicted to my girlfriend, 3 days into it, I get a lot of all these ex-girlfriends calling me and these random like, hey, how you doing? I heard your girlfriend's gone. You want to hang out? Like, fuck you. No, thank you. I'm gonna be just chilling out, just doing my thing, watching the
Don't fall
circle
for it.
and random things. So today, of course, and I hope you're safe over there too, Mr. D-Walk. Make sure you watch him on Wednesdays and Thursdays, D-Walk, NXT Time on Joe BNCO and on Twitter. All right. Let's do this the proper way. Give me a number between 1 and 10.
8.
All right, we're talking about Darby fucking Allin. Here we go.
Man, that man like a real life Mick Foley, ain't he?
No, he's not even Mick Foley. That's fucking stupid. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago, or I think just today or yesterday, Darby Allin was in a Broadway show. Let me paint you a picture here. Darby Allin was at a Broadway show, or going to a Broadway show with some friends. Weirdly enough, the guy loves golf and deaf and everything else. He wants to go to Broadway. No shame on him. On the way there, he gets hit by a New York City transport public bus. Like, head the fuck on. After injuries, he gets up and then goes to the Broadway show anyway. Just a generalization of this topic. Now, we both know Darby Allin's lifestyle. Always to the extreme, always trying to do new things to find the rush of being alive. Mm-hmm. Now, this was not a shoot. This was not a segment. This was not a work. This was a guy not looking both ways when you cross the street and got hit by a fucking bus. Your thoughts on this situation? And I'm asking you a question after.
That's crazy. I mean, like, he on some real life motherfucking stuntman shit in real life. I mean, like, and then he supposed to be climbing that mountain. So he's supposed to be climbing that mountain.
Yep.
Man, that is crazy. But he still walked and went to the. Hey, he could have had a fat ass lawsuit. No, he wasn't paying attention. That was his fault. But
technically, you can say it's the bus's fault. Depending if the bus driver, it all depends on if there was a camera and if there was witnesses showing that either Darby Allin crossed the street not knowing that a bus was in the route, or the bus was passing the route not knowing that Darby Allin was crossing the street. It's mixed subjects right here.
Yeah.
It's
unless you jaywalking, unless you decided to jaywalk or go when the light was on green. If that happened, he
Mhm.
fucked. Now, on the other hand, if he was right crossing the street, but I can't see nobody cross the street rightfully and get hit by a bus. He had to be doing something. In that case,
I've
he
been
would
hit
have
by a
been.
bus first. I've been hit by
Yeah,
a bus. I've been hit by a car. Like sometimes you don't see it.
I got hit by a semi twice, but
It sucks. But again, yeah, we're broken
but
people, ladies and gentlemen.
if he was
That's what we
if he
drink
really
and smoke all the damn
yeah
time.
we really is broken. You know, it's bad enough we old. No, but
Yeah,
it's a
it just
two-way
hurts even
right there
more.
because yeah, it made me hurt hearing about it. But it's two ways for this. Like neither he it's a lose battle for him because he got up and still went to the concert. If he was all that hurt, he should have stayed on the ground. Like, nope, I ain't getting up.
Yep, yep.
But
But again, he went to a Broadway show. Again, I like if I got hit by a bus, I'm not fucking going to see Hamilton. Sorry, bro. I'm
right,
going to the hospital
I'm
and
not going.
staying there and telling my boss, "Hey, I got hit by a bus. Plan accordingly." We're gonna
Going to
talk
see Hamlet.
about Tony Khan in a second, but yeah. Oh wait, by the way, totally forgot about that. While we show the video, we also have background of it really quick. There we go. The background. What bothers me about Darby Allin, we can delve more into this, is that this guy is gonna break his body before he even gets to maybe 32 at the most, and he's not even 25 yet. He's not even 26. How like to give you a question for you? This is the question I was gonna ask you. What age do you think he's gonna be forced retired? Basically, what I call a Big E.
I give him this on his stupidity though. I give him probably like less than. I'll
Yeah.
probably give him like 3, 4, probably 5 years. You know, once you get in your
Ooh, you're
30s,
being generous.
once you get in your 30s, it's hard for your body to heal unless you really taking care of yourself. But when injuries start happening in your 30s, I mean, it's pretty hard to come back from.
Yeah. Plus, depending on the opponents that he fights, depending on the situation that he uses, and he's a skinny ass boy. That kid is not good.
Yeah.
Like
Skinny as hell. You there? Ladies and gentlemen, we having a little technical difficulties. We'll get it taken care of. You there? But about the Darby Allin situation. What's your feedback? What do you feel about it? What you think about it? To me, I think it's dumb. Uh, like I say, it's bad enough. Like he don't have any. Like he's only like 100, like probably like 20, 25 pounds. I mean, motherfucker skinny. Man, small, and I thought I was small, but he's small where his body can't go be able to like take the. His body ain't gonna be able to take the. Give him 5 years because it's bad enough you skinny. He real skinny, 125, 130 pounds, no muscle.
if he's in the
That's
background for me. Come on, D Walk. It's
yeah.
probably just go. There we go. You're back.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
was keeping I was keeping the fans up on the Darby Allin. I was telling him the reason I give him 5 years because
Thank you.
he only weighed like 125, 130 pounds. It's different if he was like 160, 170, 200, 250. But his body's so small where like he gonna have to be done. Like
Yeah.
pretty soon he gonna be doing backstage work and can't do nothing, could barely walk or do anything.
And yep. And to add on to the fact that before he even got famous as a wrestler, he was in a car accident with his uncle. So he's already had extensive damage to his body before he even started wrestling. And he's a skateboarder, so ankles and wrists are just destroyed, be damned. I said before I lost internet connection, I give him 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years if they push him to be a champion, because I don't know. We'll talk about that Tony Khan problem in a second, but
ain't no telling how much
3 to 4 years.
Ain't no telling how much he drug himself either. Like he probably take a shitload of painkillers in order to go out there and wrestle now.
Could be, or he just drinks. No, he's a straight edge, so probably painkillers or just ice baths, like the freaking
painkillers is not straight edge.
All right, moving on because my internet. Yeah, moving straight edge can't take no damn pills, but this was a little funky because it's about that evil virus. What he said, the quote of crazy man, he will inject poison into his company. Okay, that should work. There we go. Joe was the person that knows more about this, but I will talk about this to my understanding of it. Vince McMahon, after selling all his shares from TKO and after getting forcibly retired from the company, has been in rumors and in talks to make his own wrestling company. We don't know what the name is. We'll talk about different names that we will say in a second. D-Walk, what is your thoughts on this subject in general? Because
I mean, he got the money. He got billions. He
Vince
got the
McMahon
money.
makes his own company.
If he makes his own company, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Why does this feel like?
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, for me, you gotta look at this like a Roman Empire. You gotta look at this like a Roman Empire. You got he just left. He'll have some loyal soldiers with him if he wants to go. Backstage people, he'll have an exodus of people leaving, and if people don't like the Triple H way of thinking, again, you gotta think of this as a Roman Empire, ladies and gentlemen. This is weird as fuck, but I think if he does a wrestling company, this will be, in a sense, the three-way wrestling company back in the 90s, where you had ECW, WCW, and WWF all at once, fighting for attention. And WWE is WWF, obviously. Tony Khan and his company is like WCW. I will admit that to some point. I'm not an AEW hater, but, we'll talk about that in a second, soon enough. And Vince McMahon will never do an ECW promotion. He doesn't like violence. He's never liked that shit. But what I do have an idea for him, if he wants to take it, is just do what he originally wanted to do in the first place, was like an ISO Pro bodybuilding freaking organization. Like if you're gonna be a perv, go 100% into it. There's gonna be some really dumbass girls be like, yeah, I'll work with you. I don't care about this like that. It's my shot. And they'll make Lifetime movies of that shit. Yeah. But here's a question: will they still do the biopic? The biopic. Wait, I think it's called like that. Or something like the biography movie for Vince McMahon.
Hell yeah,
because they were in the talks of that before.
That's sales. Hell yeah, they're gonna do it.
Better question: which streaming platform is going to pick it up, and or a movie company?
What if I don't know. What if Peacock or Zeus or
ironic.
Peacock or Zeus? What if they pick them up? What if Tubi? What if Tubi might even pick it up?
I was gonna say Tubi, but Tubi better get some freaking drug lord money to get that price for that shit, because he ain't selling it for cheap. I would think if really okay, whoever has WWE, right, and which is Peacock, am I correct?
Yeah, but they about to move to Netflix.
So if Peacock has the wrestling thing, I would say okay. I would say Netflix, or Amazon Prime. Just a
Amazon.
with Peacock.
Yeah, because
streaming wars are coming, ladies and gentlemen.
What somebody don't want, somebody else go pick up.
Oh, of course.
What somebody else don't want, somebody else go pick up like this money right here.
Yep. Whoever thought of like not picking up Fallout and letting Amazon Prime pick it up was a dumbass. Fallout's kicking ass right now.
And I'm not really for sure how this is gonna go. Like you remember how you saying we were talking about how Vince McMahon for the starters on WWE.
Yeah.
Tony Khan was his man. So I read something about Tony Khan sold all his shares for TKO. So what if Tony Khan go with Vince? You already know Brock gonna go with Vince. You already know it's gonna be might be half of the roster that go to Vince.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Like the giant exodus of people that will be loyal to Vince, that are still loyal to Vince, and will leave and do a company from nothing for Vince. And in the essence, you do it, you get your name out there, even if it flops. Go back to the indies, get picked up by Triple H or Tony Khan anyway, or somebody else, and that's it. Look, right now, to my understanding, someone is the newly crowned AAA World Champion. I forgot who it is, but it's someone American, and that tells me right there that things are changing. I think
so.
Is it Zack Ryder?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I don't think it's Zack Ryder. Okay, there you go. Zack Ryder is a new AAA World Champion. The world is upside down, ladies and gentlemen. There's diss records and Kanye's coming out with songs now. Like
that's
going crazy,
hard.
Right?
That shit go crazy.
that shit is hard.
And
yes, I've heard
too.
so many reactions and analysis of that.
Man, that Chris Brown,
of course, man. 2024 is crazy. But we can talk about that another time. But what we'll talk about is what do you think is going? What do you think is going to be WWE's response? Because if McMahon makes a wrestling company, I mean, you still have to go to Thanksgiving with your daughter, and your son, and your brother-in-law. Like, how the fuck is that gonna fucking work out? Like, hey, how you doing?
It's gonna be a dysfunctional family.
Like that's it's a very awkward situation where he's making it instead of just saying, "I'm going to retire. I'm done." Why can't you just say that, Vince McMahon? I'm going to retire. I'm done. Because it's just simpler for you. Honestly, it is. We don't need another wrestling company. We have 12 and then 24 per town and state. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, maybe he feel like he haven't got nothing. Maybe he feel like he haven't finished what he wanted to do.
Of course not. That's called end life crisis. When he thinks that he's still got some shit left, even though he knows that just go to fucking Maui and buy some land and live your life there, bro. Jesus Christ. And I say Maui before, not Maui of the fires. I know the joke is kind of outdated. Either way, let's get the hell out of there and let's go to some place a little bit weird. And this is going to be talking about AEW. Now, once again, if I had the internet power, I was going to show a video of Crossman Wrestling and his thoughts on AEW and what transpired. I can't show you the video of what transpired because AEW will get my ass and flagging. Shout out to Joe. But let's describe it. Now, Wednesday, Jack Perry came back to AEW after, I guess, getting kicked out of Japan, which is really hard to do. They get kicked out of Japan, but you did. So while that was happening, he came back. Jack Perry said, hey, Tony Khan came into the ring. Jack Perry said, hey, I've always been AEW. We're in Jacksonville. I always loved you guys, and I just want to come back home. I apologize for my actions. And again, this is weeks after Tony Khan showing the video, and the EVP's acting all douchey, and Okada is setting a picture. Jack Perry hugs Tony Khan, looks at the camera, and I love, again, people didn't like this segment, but I love this segment for the fact that this is Luke Perry's son. He automatically had that Luke Perry charm when he looked into the camera. I'm like, this motherfucker's doing 90210 all over again. I'm like, this motherfucker. I love it. Then he puts his hand up to Tony Khan, they're raising the hand, and he hits him in the stomach. Now, I love that people have analyzed this and that Tony Khan was late for the hit. He got hit, and then 3 seconds later, like, okay, all right, whatever. And then he's in the fetal position, like he's about to get trained. So while this is happening, the EVPs come in, Okada comes in, and then they start kicking his ass. And then they do the Meltzer driver, whatever driver they want to call it, which I love that some reactor said, to whatever driver they're calling this, because they always make up the new name every week. And they the Tony Khan. Now, what I'm about to show you is that, again, Tony Khan is a football owner, and he does football stuff. And at a football game, he was doing this. Again, I had to edit it.
The first ever NFL executive in a draft room, shaking off the effects of a pile driver he received on national television in a wrestling ring the night before.
Now, also in context, his dad was the one behind him, was there in the ring after Tony Khan got attacked, and tried to be all consoling and weird, like, oh, my son. And after that, Tony Khan said in an interview after doing all this stuff that he compares WWE to Harvey Weinstein. First off, shots fired. Because again, Kanye said something, and then you probably texted Kanye and said, do something too. So everyone's saying what you want to say. Your thoughts on the selling of Tony Khan and the shot fired of Harvey Weinstein?
Molly niece could do a better fucking goddamn gas section better than he could. He sucked. He sucked completely. That was like that was almost worse. That was almost worse than watching old Vince McMahon taking the Stone Cold Stunner from Stone Cold like 2 years ago, last year, 2 years ago. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Onyx Blade? But yeah, that shit was horrible. That shit was horrible. Like I literally got mad at that. Like, what the fuck is they doing? Like, they could have did better.
Go on.
They didn't even have to need. They didn't even really need Tony Khan.
I'll let you finish. I have a rebuttal to that because again, I'm always a centrist in these type of subjects. I think this was perfect because okay. How do I explain this? Ever since the video they put out, he knew he fucked up. He fucked up. Mm-hmm. He knew he did. He didn't have to put out that video. Yeah. He could have just said, like, since CM Punk wants to be a dick on Ariel Helwani and talk shit that we've already fucking buried and did it again, then Tony Khan can go on Ariel Helwani because he's a fucking billionaire and say, hey, I want to say my fucking version of it. Start this shit now, and then had their version. So there's two versions. Whatever. No, he did the bitch shit and then made a video about it. I mean, put out the video. That's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
What I did like is that Jack Perry's name was floating around the wrestling sphere for weeks after that. Jack Perry this, Jack Perry that, Jack Perry's a dude, Jack Perry this. Any publicity is good publicity. Good or bad. Doesn't really matter. As long as you get some type of publicity, it works. What Tony Khan did here was thinking 3 steps ahead, in my opinion. And again, this is just my opinion. By going out there, by letting Jack Perry attack him, obviously it wasn't real, but by letting him attack him, he is showing that he's trying to be like Vince McMahon. He's putting himself out there in the situation, and he wants to show that. And again, Joe said this in the private chat we have. There were people saying like thank you and all the other shit when Tony was getting his ass kicked. There are legitimate people that will go to shows in AEW just to shit on AEW. There are legitimate people right now on your YouTube channels and everything else that will crap on AEW because of Tony Khan, specifically because of Tony Khan.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that will make people happy? That I think letting Tony Khan get his ass kicked repeatedly. Just don't start on this Wednesday. Find them next Wednesday and the next Wednesday and the next Wednesday and fuck him up. Go to his dad. Go to his family members. Fuck him up because that's the only way that you make him sympathetic. You know, make him look like a fucking asshole and a dumbass. But in the end result, what you're trying to do is make Jack Perry a super heel and make Tony Khan sympathetic. You have a lot of fucking groundwork to do to make Tony Khan sympathetic because of what he did to that video. So this one step that he did, that he got fucking pile drived, and he's going to the football game and talking like in a neck cast. And what I would have liked is that because he's a rich guy, he should have had like 3 or 4 nurses, or like hot ass nurses around him at all times, just like touching him and like making sure he's okay. Because again, you're a humble ass guy, but you're still a humble ass billionaire. Like Bruce Wayne will still have like some bits in the back rubbing his shoulders. You know, Cameron, while freestyling, had a bitch fucking like comb his hair. Like that's the style that I want from Tony Khan. Like, hey, I'm humble, but I still got a bitch doing my hair with a fat ass because I'm just, you know, I'm just that guy. But here's what I wanted to say: the Harvey Weinstein comparison. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't. You didn't have to compare him to the worst character in the last 10, 15 years. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, here's a nice little fun fact. If you watch a lot of Harvey Weinstein movies between 2009 to 2016, Seth Rogen's in all of them. Anyway, all that, just think about that. Like, like that Microsoft. Think about that. The point I wanted to say is that he should have said on camera, I think WWE is a crappy place. Blah blah blah. But your thoughts on like, what's your thoughts on the Harvey Weinstein thing? Because again, I'll talk about AEW as a whole in a second. Because honestly, fuck man.
To me, like I said, it just making Tony Khan also look weak because you did all that shit for nothing, and you got people in the back room. Like I guarantee you, if not all or half, everybody feel uncomfortable now. Like, though you did all this shit and brought in, you fired people and you did all this shit for nothing just to bring them back. To me, that's like a, how you call it, a sucker move. I mean, that sounds like that's a weak move. You know what I mean? All that shit that happened and everything, all that shit that happened, and everybody who, the young bucks getting suspended and all that, I mean, pretty much that was for nothing there. If you was gonna bring Jack Perry back like this.
I mean, I would have, for me, I don't like CM Punk. I know, but again, like you sent him to Japan to make him a name. Like that's the thing you do. Like you send people to Japan to like cool Steam off. And it was working. Steam was calming down. Then you put the fucking video out there, which then elevated the shit of Jack Perry. There was no way that he was going to stay in Japan for months and not get shitted on. So the only way to fix this is to bring him back and just try to mend the fire that you made from that action from the video. I understand why they bring back Jack Perry. He is nuclear X-Pac fucking heat right now. Speaking of nuclear X-Pac heat of the second, Joe BNCO.
What's up?
But what's up? Coming back from a double date on one day, ladies and gentlemen. That's called vitamins.
Whammy. With a whammy.
Where are we up to?
We talking about Joe Perry and him coming back. But I want to say this though: when Jack Perry went to New Japan, and his first couple of appearances, when he bringing the shit back up before the video go come out, when he antagonizing CM Punk and doing dumb shit to keep it up?
Yes, he was. He was running that scapegoat gimmick.
Now, I know, but what I was telling D-Walk is that, and to give you a brief summary of what we talked about, is that Tony Khan was a dumbass putting out the video. He knew by sending Jack Perry to Japan, that would have calmed him down for a couple months. People would have forgot about him. They would have just been cool in Japan. But by bringing out the video, you brought the heat back. And I told D-Walk that the reason that he did it was that Jack Perry is nuclear fucking X-Pac heat. You bring him back, like him or hate him, you bring him back because people are going to fucking shit on him. and talk about him
So
and just rag on him.
now I have to
Yes,
now
sir.
I have to disagree with that. You know, I've been listening to other podcasts as well. So, you know, Busted
Yeah.
Open Radio, Bully Ray and Nick Nemeth and a couple other guys had really good outlooks on things. And when you watch the ending of Dynamite,
Yeah.
you can really see that people fucking hate Tony Khan because they were cheering.
Oh yeah.
I was
I
like,
said that the
wow.
D-Walk. I said it, that's like Joe made up a good point. Yeah, people were
Yeah.
cheering while Tony Khan was getting his ass kicked, and I said,
I'm like,
where do you go from here? You fuck up Tony Khan's
you just
family. Just go out full force.
You just turned one of your biggest supposed heels into one of the biggest baby faces. He's not hated no more.
Yeah.
The crowd loves him.
Yeah.
It's NWO
Yeah.
all over again.
Yeah.
You seen what happened to them? You seen what
It's
happened to
Hollywood
them?
Hogan
Yeah.
all over
We
again.
talked about that.
Eric Bishop talked about it on 83 Weeks.
Yeah. And that's why I think it was genius. That's why I think it was genius, because it makes sense now. Because like the way you're describing it is that was the only way to wash away the heat that Jack Perry had, was to fuck up Tony Khan. That was the only way at the moment, just to be like, oh shit, Jack Perry's kind of cool for beating up Tony Khan. He's still a dick for what he did with CM Punk, but that was pretty cool. You know, what I don't like is that the continued storyline we're going to have now. We know that Kenny Omega coming back on Wednesday. We know Kenny Omega's going to be with them and blah, blah, blah.
No.
That's the part.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
He's not?
No.
They fired him.
No.
Okay.
Kenny Omega was fired about a month ago or so, when this whole month or two ago, when this EVP thing started.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
They fired him.
Yeah.
They came out on national TV and they said, hey, you know, you haven't been to work in a while, you know, so we're just going to have to let you go. And Kenny Omega went to his Twitter today and was like, the other day, and he was like, they were like, you know, you're announced to be in Winnipeg on Dynamite. And he's like, what? He's like, when the hell did that happen? He's like, I never said I was going to be there.
Yeah. And he's going to be there now.
They're announcing Kenny Omega, and he's like,
that might be, again, that you're talking about the NWO. Oh, well.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's a good idea. For me, I think this is a good idea for Jack Perry and Tony Khan. Because again, he is asking, but here's a question for you. Was it a good idea or a bad idea for Tony Khan and the Harvey Weinstein comments? Because I think that was a stupid idea. D-Walk kind of
that was a stupid comment.
So what's your thoughts?
Stupid comment.
Yes.
That was stupid.
All right. Thank you.
Shouldn't have said shit.
Thank you.
No.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Tony, but here's the thing, though. Can Tony Khan be an on-screen heel?
No.
I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got it in him.
No.
I kind of disagree, because I was telling D-Walk, like, what would have been the icing on the cake and I showed the video of when he was in the booth with his dad with the neck brace. What would have been the icing on the cake is that if he would have had like 3 or 4 nurses around him, just like tending to him, he can be the Bruce Wayne in the sense of like, I'm humble, but with finger quotes, but with rich bitches around me and that, you know, all that stuff. And like, all he has to do is just remind people, hey guys, I may be humble, but I'm a fucking billionaire. Like I don't like to be touched. I can be like Elon Musk. I have Elon Musk on my Twitter speak now. Like, just what you gotta do.
Eric Bischoff was talking about, and he said he's pretty much doing the same thing I did back in WCW. The only difference is that Tony Khan don't have a mean bone in his body.
So Tony Khan supposed to be another Eric Bischoff 2.0?
That's what it's looking like. I feel like Kenny Omega's going to be the Kenny Omega's going to turn out being the Sting.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Thank you for bringing up Eric Bischoff. Like, you can bring back legends to deal with the situation. Tony Khan can bring Eric Bischoff and say, how did you deal with people of your own, you know, company going against you? Da 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 da.
Him and Eric,
NWO Wolfpack
him and Eric
or
are
NWO,
not
Black
on.
and White.
Him and Eric are not on speaking terms. Derek Bischoff does not like Tony Khan very much.
Oh, I know, but money talks, and you like at this point, and we talked about this. We talked about this on D-Walk on NXT Time with D-Walk. They're throwing money at Becky. Like we talked about that, they're throwing money at Becky and Seth to when they get out. Like they want them too. Like I have a rant on AEW as well as WWE after this segment, but
Bloodline 2.0 is happening, and that's going to be a monster. That Bloodline 2.0 thing is going to be a monster.
Oh yeah, we talked about this before you got online, Joe. We was talking about.
I'm talking about that at the end.
We was talking about Vince McMahon starting another wrestling company, and I was doing some reading. And I was doing some reading, and it said Nick Khan sold his TKO stock. So what if he go with Vince?
Yeah, he did. Wow. After Vince sold all of his stocks, Nick Khan sold his.
Damn.
So yeah, and they have to wait a year. They have to wait a year before they can do anything.
That's nothing. That's nothing, dude. It's like gathering a baseball team for Canada. You take a whole year to go around the country finding talent. And we said this. D-Walk. I told D-Walk this. You have to consider Vince like a Roman emperor. Once he leaves, he has his own like loyal army that's gonna follow him wherever the fuck he goes, and he's just waiting to activate them to leave. And that's probably what's gonna happen once he starts the company.
What if Vince and Tony Khan go to AEW?
Smart.
There's already an established company. They already have cable TV. Yep. They already have a cable TV deal. They already have pay-per-views. They already have a streaming service working on that. They own ROH. They have a deal with New Japan.
They just need better marketing.
Why not? Yeah. Why not?
I'd rather see
it's
Vince
good marketing. What AEW needs is marketing right now.
Yeah.
What would you do if Vince McMahon walks out on AEW TV to shake hands with Tony Khan?
Yeah.
If Vince walks out on AEW TV and shakes hands with Tony Khan, huge. Oh my God. Talk about ratings.
But I'd rather see Vince.
That alone is just like 250,000 hardcore fans.
Yeah. But if Vince started his own shit, wrestling would be NC-17. Wrestling be damn near porn if Vince started his own wrestling.
Another ISO Pro.
What do you think about Darby getting hit by a bus?
That's the part I want to see. Like, we just talked about that before you even came in. Like, literally, we talked about the fact that Darby got hit by a fucking bus. I know. Thank you for telling me. That was the first thing we talked about. Darby gets hit by the way, we do a recap and get your thoughts on this. Darby gets hit by a fucking public bus and then goes to the Broadway show afterwards. Doesn't need to go to the Broadway show afterwards. Just goes afterwards. Joe BNCO, what the fuck is wrong with Darby? Go.
He's in my hometown. They don't like him there either. The bus driver probably saw him was like, hit the gas.
You said 100 points. 100 points.
He got back up. He lost points. Should have hit him harder.
Oh shit! He said he lost him 100 points.
He better not go climb Mount Everest. I think this is like a sign, like don't do it.
Yeah. Hey, so how many years you give him?
By the way, that's a Toxic Avenger reference, ladies and gentlemen. We're old.
Yeah.
Darby gonna fall off the mountain or freeze to death.
How many years you give him till he hurt himself so bad? Where
here's the time frame. All I call Big
hurt himself. He just got to go for a walk. What are you talking about? He got hit by a bus. He wasn't even wrestling. He got hit by a bus just being normal.
I know, that's the point. Like, how long does he have? How long does he have left in life? We both said between 3 to 5 years. Yeah, just his lifestyle.
I'm going to say 5.
Hurt him. All right. Yeah, everyone said 5. I said 3 to 5 too.
If he doesn't slow down and stop his dumb shit, he's going to hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
Or be hooked on painkillers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about too. And he's fucking straight edge, which is going to be weird.
Yeah.
But
Intoxicated Darby.
yeah,
Right.
but let's talk about AEW, ladies and gentlemen. And at this point right now, I'm going to clip this and say the views of Alex Coquito are the views and views only. I'm actually doing this for myself. I usually do this for Joe, but this time it's for me. And right now, I'm going to do an AEW and WWE rant. And this is going to be about 5 minutes. And you guys can chime in wherever you want. Now, what I don't like about AEW is where the fuck is Miro? That's one. Why do we waste $10 million on fucking Sasha Banks when she's not worth $10 million? That's I realize that now and it's sinking in. Like, you wasted $10 million on a fucking waste of talent. Trash.
$10 million
You
a
have
year.
all these cool wrestlers that can talk. No, yeah, that's $10 million a year. And then now you're telling me that you want to waste $10 million each a year for Becky and Seth. Seth, I can get. Seth would be the perfect fit for AEW. He can have fun. He can be all crazy. Tony Khan would give him a blank check for the art department to do whatever the fuck he wants. That's great. Why, Becky? Just because she's the man? You can have wrestlers of your own accord and grow and raise them like Becky. And then by the time you actually hire her, you don't need one. Like, oh, you're not like two of the mans. We already raised them. No, we haven't done that shit. I had to find out
because
that
Becky,
Abaddon. Yes.
Becky is an established talent, a superstar. Regardless of how you feel about her, she's still a superstar.
Of course. Of course.
And maybe he wants to do the 4 horsewomen. He has Mercedes Moné.
He ain't got Charlotte.
I'd rather have Mercedes.
Yeah, give it time.
I'd rather have
He's
Mercedes,
got Ric Flair.
Bailey. He's got Ric Flair. But I'd rather have Mercedes, Flair, and Bailey than Becky. I'd rather have all three of them because Becky is an established superstar. But I love that your wording was superstar, not wrestler. That's the big difference between those 4 people. 3 out of the 4 of them are good wrestlers. Becky is a okay wrestler who has good showmanship and has the charisma for days, depending on the year. Depending on the year, because this year she hasn't been that fucking great. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They push fucking Liv Morgan. I had to swallow Alexa Bliss for fucking 4 years. Imagine that bitch was the fucking champion. Okay. I
like Alexa Bliss as
swallow
champion.
that fucking pill. That's great. Of course, everyone likes petite girls. That's how porn trade.
Well, she was
like that.
she was talented though. She was good in the ring.
She was okay. Yes, she's a small petite blonde girl that can do flips. Wow, what's America or in South Dakota? That's every fucking girl in gymnastics. Okay, I'm not saying about that. And she can be a little aggressive. The point is, I cannot believe a small ass woman like her can be a champion. No. I barely believed Nikki Cross was a champion only till I realized this bitch can play crazy and it makes sense in a small stature. I'm small, so I'm gonna do crazy fucking things to compensate for that small stature. I get that, right? I get that. But then when I sit down today and I watch SmackDown, and I have to watch that a semi-all Puerto Rican group of the LWO is getting betrayed by Carlito. And this fucking story has been dragged out and it's been copy-pasted 6 fucking times in the last 5 years. Enzo and Cass, any other fucking, like Rollins and like any other fucking betrayal has been copy-pasted. And you just bring back Carlito to make him a heel. That's what, okay. Now, and don't even get me fucking started on Tama Tonga. You bring one of the most decorated wrestlers in Japan, one of the Gorillas of Destiny, alone is established, and then you make him a MFT, my family, whatever. You make him the number 2 to Sikoa. Sikoa? Really? I didn't like Roman, but flowers are given to him because he did the fucking run and he was a masterful villain. You give it to Sikoa, like you had Megatron, and you give it to Starscream. You know why Starscream wasn't a fucking king? because he's fucking Starscream.
Damn.
Look it up.
The cartoon did that though, if you remember correctly, and then Megatron came back and took him out.
Cartoon comics, Beast Wars. I can go references, Joe. I can go deep ass references. Starscream is a bitch, and Starscream has always been a bitch.
But when Megatron was taken out, Starscream was made into the guy.
But can I say something? Even
yeah,
though
what
after
happened?
Megatron,
He destroyed his own fucking mind and his own self by being fucking just greedy as fuck. And that's the same thing as Sokoa. I'm the boss now, so I'm gonna do crazy fucking ideas until eventually Roman comes back and it takes it over. Wow, I just wrote this and I don't even work for WWE. Can we do something other than that that's been copy pasted for the last 20 fucking years?
The whole thing that they're doing with the whole bloodline thing, I'm telling you what they're gonna do. It's gonna be fucking Solo and Tama Tonga, and eventually Jimmy's gonna come back. Jimmy's gonna get his ass beat again. Jay is gonna come out and help save his brother.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make a tag match for a pay-per-view. On the pay-per-view, they're gonna have the tag match, and then that's when Jacob Fatu will enter the fray. And it'll cost the Usos the match. But then eventually Roman will return to go with the Usos, and the original bloodline will be taken on 2.0.
Okay. Here's the part I don't like. Now, I'm an avid Dragon Ball Super fan. Don't at me if you don't like that.
Yeah.
When Jiren knocked out Goku, or supposedly knocked out Goku, and all the other universes were all in a circle ready to fight Jiren because they realized shit's about to go down. We need to jump on this occasion. Why is it that there's no gangs or groups in the factions of wrestling saying, yo, the bloodline just got fucking fractured. We should fucking take advantage of that and do guerrilla warfare, knock these motherfuckers out, and then try to beat the top dogs. They've been the top dogs for the longest time. Let's us be them. Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the part that I love. You could do since Triple H has had some weird reason going back to intergang warfare, let's do intergang warfare. And then when Roman comes back, he's the one that saves the bloodline because he's the only one that understands how to control all this fucking madness. The king left, and now all these neighboring factions are trying to get the king's crown. But all we get now is that Solo Sikoa with his fucking cast thumb, giving a thumbs up, a thumb down, because I fucking hate that stupid thing for me, is going to be the next in line until Fatu comes in. Again, Fatu is only good when he is drunk and smoking Newports as a talker.
Damn.
As a talker.
Also, don't forget Zilla either.
Okay.
Don't forget Zilla.
But I want to see Fatu. I remember Zilla, but I want to see Fatu be Fatu like in MLW. Just be like, oh, I'm on the streets though. I'm having a fucking bottle of Hennessy. Like, just have fun with it. Because that's great, Fatu. Because the guy can wrestle. He already lost weight. And now he's in the fucking like the training center in NXT. He has to lose weight. All right. That's one. Two, I'm gonna finish this on the female side real quick. Why the fuck you bring Nia Jax? Where did all the weight go? First off, I just saw her again. Like, where did all the fucking weight go? One, why the fuck did you bring back Nia Jax? Two, and three, why the fuck did you bring back Nia Jax? Like, she's an insurance nightmare. You should know this by now.
Bloodline. She's gonna go bloodline.
Oh god. I know.
They're gonna pull her in.
It bothers me.
No. No.
They have to. They need a female member. They have to pull her in. Tamina's retired.
No. I'd rather them find somebody off the indie who related. No. Hey, but this is the question though. Roman Reigns come back.
Bring The Rock's daughter. Bring The Rock's daughter. Just bring her. How about that?
So you think
she's not that good?
That's the point. Like, your daddy alone, like, you gotta throw her ass to the wolves, daddy. All right? Be good or be not. Stop fucking using nepotism. Like, she's not gonna get better. I've seen her in fucking NXT. She's a fucking deer in headlights every fucking time. Why do you think she's a GM?
Mm-hmm.
Because she sucks.
Exactly.
I know that.
But she's The Rock's daughter, so they gotta give her something. She's been doing okay as a GM. She's been doing fine.
Okay. I know. I know.
Hey, so I got a question.
I know. I
got a question.
I want something else. I want also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, go for it.
So do you think Paul Heyman gonna turn on Roman Reigns?
No.
I mean, because Paul Heyman had turned on just about everybody he was with.
No.
Brock
He's seen the
Lesnar,
madness.
Big Show. Huh?
I know.
Can't trust
But
the
they all
snake.
betrayed Heyman in order for him to. Yeah, but every person that you've said betrayed Heyman in some way for him to turn on them. Roman never betrayed Heyman. Roman just left. It's like, I gotta leave. So Heyman's now stuck with the kids without the daddy. And then when daddy comes back, again, if he goes back with Brock, why? If he goes back with him, he's just gonna do the long game. Like, he's not going with Punk, and I'm glad that he's not going with Punk because it's a sad thing that you need Heyman. But for him, I don't know. I want something better in this fucking division. I want a African American champion to be a fucking winner. There is none right now. It's pissing me the fuck off. We got Cody White Rhodes.
Trick Williams. Trick Williams.
Trick Williams is NXT. You can't count NXT as a fuck. Come on, don't do that.
What about Swerve? Swerve ain't a good champion.
We don't. I personally never
E.
count NXT as champions.
Uh-huh.
No, because ever since it was only validated when Kevin Owens came to the thing. After that, every other champion has never been like respected like Kevin Owens was when he came in with the NXT championship. Like, he demanded respect and got respect.
Yeah.
Joe did it too, but it's Samoa Joe. You put Samoa Joe in any wrestling company, he has to be respected because he's fucking Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Belt, no belt, clown costume, no clown costume. It's just American wrestler. I don't know, someone maybe from the Street Profits. Wink, wink. Someone
you better not
that's
say
really
you better.
skinny. Okay. Why not? Why not?
What
Like,
do we
there's
want? Bobby Bob Lashley champion again?
No,
Yeah.
not Bobby. I said the skinny one, not the muscular one.
Montez Ford.
You're talking
Yeah.
about Montez Ford?
Yes. Give him
Well,
a
he
What's he
chance.
doing?
He ain't doing nothing. Give him a fucking chance.
The dude getting jacked, no Diddy. Like, literally, he getting big, no Diddy. But I mean, they messed up the trio storylines when they started doing dumb shit with the Street Profits. They started doing dumb shit with the trios. I mean, like, even when they messed up on the Wyatts, though, when they let them go at first, I would have loved to see the Shield versus the Wyatts or the Hurt Business.
That's coming. That's coming.
Okay.
If you haven't seen all the cryptic messages and the glitches and the QR codes, it's coming.
No,
Let's talk about that.
Like, I was just saying how they fucked up the Hurt Business. Just about every trio they had, they fucked up on it because they could have kept the storyline going. They could have kept the storyline going.
Oh yeah, the Hurt Business has been The Hurt Business has been true. Like, two people have already left. They've replaced them and replaced them and replaced them. MVP came in, MVP left, MVP came back. Like, it's been the weirdest like CVS ever. Like, the old guy's still there, and all the new guys are there, and now he's like, this isn't the same CVS I grew up with, man. I got right. Either way, sorry, all the workers at CVS got fired.
Oh, look, we put B-Fab in there.
But let's talk about Uncle Howdy, because that's the last. Huh? Oh, let's not talk about that bitch. The last thing I want to talk about before I switch to AEW is Uncle Howdy. I'm not even giving the time of day. The last thing I want to talk about before I switch to AEW, my rant, is Uncle Howdy. Now, you have talked about this plenty of times, Joe, and you have been the forefront of the information on this, that they're trying to bring Bo Dallas and Braun Strowman back and the other guy back, Redbeard.
Eric Rowan is already re-signed.
Eric Rowan re-signed when you give him $1. Doesn't really give a shit about that. Okay. But all three of them together, back. I'm happy for them. And I'm happy for Braun. Braun ain't doing nothing.
Alexa Bliss is also going to be part of the group as well.
Now the question, my rant is this. Now, I know when you have a talented brother, you feel like you're not of the same spotlight. I understand that. Most brothers are like that. And I know that Bray Wyatt was a very unique individual because once again, he was mentored by by Cody Rhodes' dad, and he has the history of the trauma in his life and the depression that he has, and he's documented on that. Then you got Bo Dallas, who at one time in his life was carried out by 5 security guards on a shopping cart, not in a shopping cart, in a golf cart on NXT. Bo Dallas, that did the most crappiest power slam to win the belt on Big E on NXT. Bo Dallas, that was in the B team with Mr. Perfect's son. Bo Dallas, who got a beard and then was an entourage for The Miz. Bo Dallas, who got fired, rehired, fired, and now rehired again. Jacked on fucking steroids, allegedly. And I don't feel the same energy with Uncle Howdy. And I think, in my opinion, they're going to shit the bed on this. Because unless you found the secret manuscript of Bray Wyatt that explained this whole character in detail, like the fucking Book of the Dead from Evil Dead, I don't think that you can try to copy or improve on his formula. That's my opinion. I was going to say about this, but I actually wanted to be like precise. Joe, your thoughts?
Well, supposedly the Wyatt 6 angle is what they're going with. They're going with the Wyatt 6. I feel like it can work.
Okay.
It can work. It's just I have to see how it plays out.
Yes.
They're doing it smart by dragging it on, but they're not going to drag it on as long as they do with Bray Wyatt. But if you noticed, one of the things it said on one of those glitches, it said, "You forgot about us."
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be a segue to the Firefly Funhouse, and a segue to the puppets, and a segue to the Braun and Eric Rowan and Alexa Bliss and Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, because they've been out of action for a while.
That's the scary part. That's the part that no one's saying. Bo Dallas, sir, you're about to delve into the mind of your brother, who was already crazy to begin with and knew his shit down to a science, to revisit his Firefly Funhouse, to revisit his characters. It might not impact him now, but that's what the fear I have. This is going to fuck him up mentally down the road. Like, you're going to try to honor your brother's art. You want to honor it, and I get that, but it's your brother's art, and you trying to improve on it again, because Bo Dallas is not doing this to do the exact same thing. Bo Dallas is doing this to improve on his brother's art, to make it shine and to grow on. I get that, but this is not going to last 10 years.
Well,
So
no, if you remember, we talked
for a 6 month.
We spoke about this a year ago when Bray Wyatt died.
Okay.
We spoke about Bo Dallas taking on the mantle. And here it is a year later, and here it is happening now. We spoke about this happening. You all right?
Yes. Good shit. Now, what I like I said, I don't know too. Plus I just feel like without the Dark Order, it just plus without Brody, like it just doesn't feel right. It just feels it feels like you're gonna buy a car.
I believe the Dark Order was let go from AEW.
No, whoa! You better confirm that, sir, because I don't think so. That would suck.
The short one's still there, ain't it? The short one's still there.
Stu Grayson. You talking about Johnny Hungy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stu,
supposedly
Stu Grayson and Alex
him and Evil Uno.
Yeah, all
Stu Grayson's gone.
Yeah.
Okay,
so how they gonna play that
Alex
out?
Alex Reynolds.
Stu Grayson was released.
Yeah, Stu Grayson was released. Alex Reynolds, Johnny Hungy, and Evil Uno. Like they're in ROH. They're not gone. They're just ROH. I know, like you said, they're released. Ladies and gentlemen, released is just another word for ROH. Okay, they're in ROH. Ooh, got scared for a second. Okay.
There ain't nothing for them to do, so you know.
like I said, for my why do you think Eddie Kingston's in ROH? He ain't nothing to do over there anyway. Like leave him over there. Fuck it. Like that's entertainment.
Eddie
Whatever.
Kingston's in ROH losing
I'm not jumping on
titles.
that. Why do you think the girl that does the
Eddie Kingston went from 3
Yeah.
belts to 1.
What I do want to talk about now is AEW. Yes. Now let's go to AEW now because now we're just switching into that. Why do we not have any good female champions? I do like that Willow Nightingale won the TBS championship. I actually like her as a character. She's really bubbly, sexy as hell. Respectfully, I love you, girlfriend. Why you guys say boo? Why? Like
I don't like Willow
Julia Hart. Go on.
Was better.
Why?
I just like. Well, I guess
Julia
I need
Hart
to
was
watch
better.
more. I guess I need to watch more matches. To me, she boring. Her mic skills is like average.
It sucks. Yeah. That's why she's always with somebody. She's never really by herself when she's doing an interview, but like she was by herself before she had the championship match. And we talked about this. Julia Hart getting the belt was a resurgence for her character. She had a crew behind her.
But the only reason they gave Willow the championship is because they wanted to have Willow versus Mercedes Moné again as a rematch from New Japan.
And that's gonna be boring.
And then they're going to give Mercedes the belt.
And that's gonna be really boring. Bro,
Willow's only a transitional champion right now. You there, Alex?
He froze up. He'll probably be back. But
all right.
Hey, but I don't, like I said, I don't see her as a true champion. I mean, she can get better. She can be better, but I just don't see her as a champion that's gonna carry the women's division.
Talking about Willow?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that either. I see her as being a transitional champion. I see her as being somebody who holds the belt to give it till somebody else takes it off her.
But honestly, I think it's way more other women talent to give the belt to Sasha Banks. Well, excuse me, Mercedes Moné. They're going to give that. You still got Deanna Purrazzo. You got who else? Who else you got?
Yeah, but Deanna Purrazzo just lost.
But I still like it's more potential than Mercedes Moné and Chris and Willow Borengale. How many more other you got? Deanna Purrazzo. Who else you got? It's way more women talent that you could have picked over Willow Borengale and Mercedes Moné.
Sky Blue.
Yeah, there's way more other talent.
I don't know, man. I just feel like they're going to.
And how do you
feel Mercedes? It's Mercedes. They're going to give her the belt.
They shouldn't. She didn't do nothing. Why don't she give it? Besides get hurt. It's bad enough they paying her. It's already enough they paying her a shitload of money. They're not even wrestle, man. What's going on?
Yep, 5 years, $10 million a year.
Yes.
$50 million deal.
That is crazy. But I mean, that's almost Brock Lesnar money, bro. Like, I bet you Brock, like, what the hell? Maybe I need to go over there. They'll pay Brock like 50 times more.
Brock was making fucking $765,000 just to show up on a Raw.
Man, crazy. So this one I want to ask you, when Vince McMahon
not in? What's going on here? Do we have to add you? There he is.
Hey, so if Vince McMahon starts his wrestling company, you think Brock will go with Vince?
No.
Brock?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think Brock will go with Vince, Alex?
I think so.
I think he might.
He is in too much hot water as it is. No, here's the thing though. He's in too much hot water just putting out Vince's name with Brock Lesnar because of the lawsuit and everything else. You really want to get deep into that shit with him? Like, the smart thing is you have a crap load of money. Triple H has a bank behind him to give you a crap load of money, and Brock Lesnar only cares about money. He doesn't really care about loyalty. We all know this from the jump.
Yeah. So what's saying?
Tony Khan has a shitload of money too.
Yeah. Hey,
Brock
so what's
is
saying?
not going to Tony Khan.
No.
Go on, Dulo.
Hey, so what's saying? Vince started on wrestling, and he tell Brock, "I'll give you 10 times what I was paying you at WWE." You think Brock ain't gonna leave? Brock out of here. Brock going with the money.
Yeah, but not for a year though. Like maybe 6 months
still.
at like 2 or 3 matches at most.
Brock could be Brock could probably be the highest paid athlete in the world. He might be.
Tony Khan will walk up to Brock and be like, "Hey, I'll give you $10 million a year, and you only got to have 10 appearances. That's it."
I mean, that's
he won't.
That
do
ain't
that.
Tony Khan money. That's his
he'll do
daddy
10
money.
million for 4. He'll do 10 million for 4. Yeah.
Tony Khan will be like, "Okay, done."
No,
that's what
ain't
bothers me.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
What bothers you? The fact that he just throws money around?
That's what bothers me about Tony Khan. You got your daddy's money. I don't like that because, yes, you're trying to be a really good wrestling company, but when it comes to the point that you're throwing money around, you're not being a good wrestling company. You're being a dumbass because, again, you only make between 750,000 to 893,000 of viewership per week. That's it. I watch the numbers as well because I always want to, and I always tell people it's a 5-year company. They've been trying things that they were struggling in the pandemic, and now they're just a staple of hardcore wrestling fans who watch it weekly. I used to watch it weekly too. And then it just got boring because as much as you love the dream matches in AEW, because they give you dream matches galore, and I love these little clips. For example, when Brian Danielson did the Buseko knee offspring in that match, he literally hit him on the left side of the cheek. Someone slowed it down and like zoomed it in, like, book, hit him hard. And I just respect the wrestling for that. Sometimes you watch a snug wrestling match between 3 dudes or 2 dudes, whatever, have fun. But now you waste money. Like I heard you before, you waste $10 million in Mercedes Moné, which is trash. You give Willow Nightingale the belt with no real backing behind it, no real character development, and she's thrown to the fucking wolves. So she'll just be like fucking the space girl that was a good wrestler, but no story behind her. You have Swerve Strickland, who is the champion, well deserved, but his first opponent, I think, is going to be. Oh, they fucking said this too. Well, I forgot what his first opponent is, but what I do like is that they're trying to push. They're still trying to push Powerhouse Hobbs and trying to send him to Japan. They actually are trying to send him to Japan to try to make a championship run. What are your thoughts on that? I think that's smart. That actually is smart because there hasn't been a African American champion around there in a long time.
Yeah.
So
he needs to get the respect because the who it was. One of the Japanese wrestlers even said, "Does he even have his visa?"
Yeah,
when he was challenging for the New Japan World Heavyweight title against Moxley.
Yeah,
they were like, they said that AEW was making a mockery of the New Japan Championship.
Why? He won the belt. He's going to defend it. Yeah, he'll bleed all the fucking time. That's the one thing Moxley does not need.
No. They were talking about Hobbs taking on Moxley for the belt. Like, who is he beating? Who is he?
Yeah.
Who is he to challenge for that championship?
That's why he needs to build up. That's why he needs to go.
He's never even wrestled in Japan.
That's when they need to. That's why they need the ranking system.
Okay, but at the same time, this is Hobbs. This is a wrestler that's been trained and ready to go. He has never done any injuries. He has never done any fucking mishaps. He can talk. He can go from aggressive to very nice and humble at the same time. So this is a creative wrestler to ready to go. And these guys are bitching because he hasn't done any. Dude, if Tony Khan's giving you a wrestler that's ready to go, that's willing to work his ass off 10 times more than anybody else to prove his worth, and all you're caring about is ranking, you're being nearsighted. Look at the future. You can make a AJ Styles a la Japan right there, ready to go. Yes, he has no ranking. Let him fight anyone you throw at him. Let him do fucking death matches, fucking hard. Let him go out there and just let him prove himself. Like, I know that when you go to Japan, you're supposed to have a record on you. You're supposed to have a, like, oh, this is what I did and this is what I did. But look at fucking Juice Robinson. That dude was a fucking hippie in NXT. That was not a good fucking character for him. I mean, I loved it though, but that was not a good character for him. He went to Japan and made Juice Robinson from that. He made his character. He found his character. He became a character. Let Powerhouse Hobbs get to Japan and become somebody. Like, just let him try at least. You don't have to give him the belt. Let him fight Moxley. Moxley will do a great match with him to the bitter end, and then let him then say, okay, you lost, but now you have a standing, and from there you work your way up. That's my opinion.
Didn't Hulk Hogan go to New Japan? Didn't Hulk Hogan go to New Japan?
Yes, he did.
I said, didn't Hulk Hogan go to New Japan?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's different though. Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit, racist son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know that, but still, like, to me, Powerhouse.
Damn. Oh shit.
Hey,
come on. I'm never gonna cry for Hogan. I'll cry for when Flair dies in 2045, but I ain't crying for fucking. And I say 2045 because Ric Flair has so much money, he's just gonna survive off like bionics, and just. But Hulk, no. Excusing the racist shit.
Yeah,
he's a notorious liar.
Yeah,
a schemer. He could have. He stopped the fucking union from happening in wrestling because he was a fucking rat.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just call a piece of shit a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. All right. Okay. and okay. That's like someone telling me, "Hey, are you gonna forgive Lex Luger?" Fuck no. And we all know why Lex Luger, in my opinion, is a piece of shit. You killed a great person.
Oh. Man, she did it to herself. I don't want to hear that shit.
I don't. Okay, it's the fucking 90s. She's mad at fucking Hulk Hogan. She's mad at Macho Man. And then, oh, Lex Luger, you're my friend. I need comfort. Come here, baby. I got drugs to comfort you. Ain't no. Okay, I don't know if she was whatever, but I will not blasphemy on her name on a dead person. I will crap on a live person, which is Lex Luger. Okay.
Look.
Crapping on Miss Elizabeth.
A hoe and an addict's an addict, and she took drugs out of his medicine cabinet in his bathroom. How the fuck is that his fault?
I don't know.
How is that his fault?
I don't know.
Think about that.
It's a two-way to me. It's a two-way story because don't nobody know what the true thing that happened. He probably, even though he would have gave her the drugs or she went and took them, don't nobody even know.
He was the one who called 911. He was on. No. I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, still, like, don't nobody know before he called 911. Because anybody can have a guilty conscience and do something and then realize, oh man, I'm about to get in trouble. I'm about to go to jail. I got to make this sound good. Anybody can do that. I mean, to me, it's a two-way story. I mean, it's fucked up the situation that happened, but it's a two-way story to me.
I compare Elizabeth and Lex Luger to Chris Farley and the prostitute. If you look at that story.
Mm-hmm.
And, the prostitute just saved her own ass by like, I'm out of here. I'm going to call like hours later. I'm like far away.
Yeah.
And when we'll talk about that in another story in our lives, but fuck you, Hulk Hogan. But
yeah,
what I want to say is that
2 times.
I agree. But here's a good question for both of you guys. Who are the 2 or 3 wrestlers that you want to go, like you want them to send them to Japan to actually make something of themselves? Like somebody. I already got 3 people. Like Powerhouse Hobbs. I was gonna say Ryan Garcia. Like he can woo all those Japanese ladies with his his Latin moves. Do all that shit, make a name for himself. And the third person and a female would be Willow Nightingale. send her to Japan, and she already wants to Japan, but send her to Japan and like actually do shit, like fight matches. I know. I have to put a female in there because if not Abaddon, I don't think there's many zombies in Japan. But that's the point about Abaddon. I find out that she's so intellectual in the fucking RJ City fucking show on Sundays, and you've never let her talk in 5 years. Never. Like, if I'm an AEW fan, so much so, I remember the segment when Chris Jericho was debating against Orange Cassidy, and that was when Eric Bischoff was actually cool with Tony Khan, and he was in the podium, and then Orange Cassidy talked about climate change and da-da-da-da-da, and like, that was a segment. I remember that because it was pretty cool. I'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. Japan, I would send Sky Blue to Japan. Sky Blue would be a huge benefit for her. She's already good. She's got an established character. She's good with it. She's good in the ring, and I just think Japan would help her elevate her wrestling even further. Now, as far as like a male counterpart, Ewok, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sleeping. Yeah, there you go. There he's awake. I'm sorry. I was talking to my girlfriend right now.
I'm here.
Oh, you good?
But what? Like, I'm gonna get out of here in 5 minutes. You guys keep talking. Last thing I want to talk about before I get out of here. This is sort of wrestling related. Do you think any wrestlers in the next 5 years will be a movie star? Anybody? Except Roman. Taking him out of the fucking picture. I'm not putting his name on this.
Oh, this is already in there.
And taking out CM Punk.
Yeah. And
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't see nobody.
Okay. I
do.
I do too. I see one person because they have the opportunity right now because they have no choice but to take this opportunity right now if they had to. I would say Big E. He can talk. He has the
But
look.
he was already in stuff though.
I mean, so was Kane. That doesn't really count. Sort of does.
Yeah.
So that Triple H was the nanny at one point as well. We can go down that road. I mean, I watched a lot of all wrestling movies. Thank you. The Shaq. I didn't watch that.
He was also he was in Blade Trinity also.
Yeah.
Yes. Big Show had his own show that didn't last at all.
We forgot this one question. How do y'all feel about Chris Jericho and the Hook match? Oh
God. Thank you for reminding me of that shit.
You thought about the learning tree.
Oh my God. Why?
Hey, look. Okay. Regardless of what you think about it, Chris Jericho is great at reinventing himself all the fucking time.
Of course.
This whole learning tree gimmick is fucking great. I'm actually enjoying it. And the fact that Big Bill came out and was like, I want to learn under the learning tree of Chris Jericho.
Yeah. But that's just,
I was like, this is good.
The way Chris Jericho, the way he makes his gimmick, I've noticed now is that if you compare Chris Jericho to a Kmart building, and then the Kmart building shuts down, and then you use the same building for a Walmart, and then that Walmart shuts down, and you use the same building for a Target, and that building, like, the building still stays there, but the name changes differently. You just called it the Learning Tree. Just a year ago, we called it the Jericho Appreciation Society. Then a year ago, it's like, I get the gimmick change. I love that he's changing it, but I'm not stupid to not notice that it's the same fucking thing with a different name.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect that. You don't need the Hook needs to be by his fucking self and to wreck shop. He doesn't need, like, if he can't talk, fine. You have your dad that can talk for you. He can become your fucking Paul Heyman. And he'll do it for free. And he'll just, And not because he wants to boost himself, but for the fact that I got my son. He probably can't talk right now like I could, because I couldn't talk when I started either. So let me be his fucking voice. But you put him with Jericho. The end result is that the Jericho Appreciation Society, Joe, none of them are anything at all except for Ryan Garcia, and not because of his fucking hips. That wasn't because of fucking Jericho.
Daniel Garcia.
Sorry, Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia.
What? Who the fuck is Ryan Garcia? Anyway, thank you.
Nobody else doing nothing.
No one's doing nothing.
Man, Jack.
Hey now. Listen, one of them's doing something.
Which one? Cool Hand or the mouth?
Yeah. Cool Hand's doing something. He knocked up Ruby Soho. Come on, man, he's doing something.
Anyone can knock up Ruby Soho. Just put on a fucking punk song. It's Ruby Soho. Wow, is that an accomplishment for him? Is that supposed to be an accomplishment, Joe? You banged Ruby Soho? If I was around the area,
you got a girlfriend and he's gonna have a kid now. I mean, that's pretty good.
I have a girlfriend too. Should I get praised for that too? Should I be called Alex Coquito and AEW? Yeah, I have a girlfriend. I haven't knocked her up. I'm banging it out. Shout out to my girlfriend. So just, I'm just saying that. Like, I just.
He wasn't getting that. He wasn't getting anything else. I mean, come on. He wasn't doing anything else. I mean, we should do something.
Yeah, but that's not an accomplishment. Like, that's not an Xbox accomplishment. Bang, Ruby Soho, 10 points. Like, nah, dude. You banged so wow. Nothing. Again, I love a woman with tattoos. Nothing against Ruby Soho. But even you, Ruby, have to see the value of you, Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say
it's better than X-Pac. It's better than X-Pac banging China.
We going to the China shit now. We going to the China shit. I would bang China. I don't care. I don't care if she picks me up like a fucking like a koala. Fuck. I've had women pick me up like koalas, man. It's fucking fun. Let's wait.
She's dead. That'd be kind of weird right about now.
Nope, it would not. Well, I mean, like if she was alive, obviously. But you know, you're making a necrophiliac crap. I wasn't. You are. But anyway,
you're a sick man.
We all are. But anyway, what are your thoughts before I get out of here? What are your thoughts on what AEW needs to do as a whole? Like just 3 system. Like, honestly, like just stop wasting money on fucking wrestlers that you don't need to. Find people who write storylines. As much as we didn't like WWE using fucking soap opera like writers, start doing it. Whether you like it or not.
They got what's her face from WWE now.
That's one good sort of writers.
Jennifer Pepperman. She's with AEW now. He was one of their writers.
All I'm saying is that, and then the third thing, I don't know. There's too many belts. You were right about that. There's too many fucking belts in AEW. Way too many. For no fucking reason. Like, why is Roderick Strong a fucking champion? Like, it was a good storyline at once. And by the way, where the fuck is Adam Cole? Like, I barely saw him at all. Like, none of them. Anyway, I'll just next week.
Adam Cole. Listen, Adam Cole is not. He's been having issues, and he hasn't been healing as fast because he's been making TV appearances.
No, I get that.
That is why he stopped making so many TV appearances because he wasn't healing fast enough. So they took him off of a lot of TV appearances. Now he's back on track.
Okay. What they could do is that if they with this gang warfare, you can have and they have trios belts. Make the trio belts matter. Adam Cole doesn't have to wrestle, but he can manage. Jericho doesn't have to wrestle, but he can manage. Like, you can find all these trios, like people that just make the fucking belt do something.
But they just unified them, though.
Bullet Club Gold is now unified trio champions.
Yeah, wow. A story that was great 6 months ago.
They beat the Acclaim. They beat the Acclaim.
Like last
everyone
week.
Beats the Acclaimed. That's the new motto. Everyone beats the Acclaimed. It just sucks.
But
and
now,
I'm a fan.
But now, what are they going to do now? They unified the ROH and the AEW trios titles. Now what? Who the fuck do you face?
Make it matter. No one, like I said, but make it matter. You have all these fucking 4-man groups. There's a lot of them, and you're not using them for their full potential.
They just beat Top Flight the other night.
Everyone beats Top Flight too. You're saying wrestling names, Joe, that I can literally easily counter and say, hey, they get beat more than they win. You know that.
Yeah.
Or if one of the brothers get destroyed, or da-da-da.
Who are they going to face now?
That's the problem. They have all these teams, but no storylines to back it up.
No.
Just like Roderick Strong is the international champion.
Yeah. Wow. Right? What a surprise.
But his next opponent is Will Ospreay.
Okay, oh my God. This is like when fucking Roderick Strong was the champion in NXT. He was boring as fuck over there. And he
but now he has to take on Will Ospreay. You really think they're gonna have Ospreay lose to Roderick Strong?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, by chicanery. Because that's the way AEW works. You can't physically beat Will Ospreay. Roderick Strong is like a fucking Mortal Kombat character. He has his own belt. He has his own fucking reputation. But this is Ospreay. You can beat him by chicanery. He doesn't really care. He just wants to have fun. But what bothers me is that Roderick Strong is the champion, and he's boring as watching fucking what was that damn shit? The movie Encino Man. When like it's a boring ass movie. I love the movie though. Still boring. Okay,
that's boring.
That's what I mean. Be better. Give the belt to somebody else other than Roderick Strong. Make the trios champions mean something. Because if WWE doesn't give a fuck about the fucking tag teams, that should tell you something over there. And they don't give a fuck about the tag teams over there. They don't. They gave it to fucking Austin Theory and the other guy. Once I saw them, I said, what the fuck is this world coming to? And then they're going to copy Fandango and Tyler Breeze and try to pretty. I was like, you pieces of shit couldn't rehire them. You just made a knockoff version, a bad knockoff version of it. That's what I mean. The state of wrestling is great in terms of fighting, but in terms of storyline and creativity and imagination, it sucks a donkey dick in the summer of Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, they keep fucking over DIY too.
Yeah.
Yes. And AOP is back to what? The job. Once again. That's what I mean. This is in 2016, the formula worked.
AOP should be one of the most dominant
trying to bring that formula back.
AOP should be a dominant faction right now. Dominant tag team right now. They should be killing everybody in there.
In 2016, Joe, you knew in 2016 there was like 4 dominant tag teams in NXT. AOP, DIY, American, that whatever the damn name is. And then the Apocalyptic. With Chad Gable and the other guy.
Yeah.
Alpha Academy.
Alpha Academy.
And then Alpha Academy, and then the post-apocalyptic group with Nikki Cross.
Insanity.
Those 4 alone was the dominant group in 2016. Whoever had the belt was always the guy to go after, and that was a good storyline. Then you had people that were goofs like Fandango, who you knew they weren't going to win, but they were there to have fun, and you watched it every week to see that shit. I don't watch AEW that much, ladies and gentlemen, because there's nothing entertaining to watch or for me to even sit down and say, this is entertaining. This is great. Why the fuck is Hook with Jericho? Why is Swerve Strickland the champion? Which he deserves to be the champion, but who's going to fight next? I don't fucking know. Why is Willow the champion? She doesn't fucking do that shit.
Jericho's the FCW champion now.
You know, why is Tony Khan a fucking neck break? I want some fucking stability in wrestling. Shout out to Crossman Wrestling. He is right in one thing.
How about the street fight that we just had with Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor?
Where's that storyline going? Why hasn't it, like, they've done little pieces, but they're not continuing. They're expecting to do this shit like 6 months. AEW fans have a very short fucking memory fuse in that shit. Get it done, get it connected, get it something.
Trent keeps beating the shit out of Orange Cassidy.
I know. Bring Miro back.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't done shit. He's not doing shit, and you're just spending money on him for nothing.
I don't think he wants to do anything. I think he's waiting for his
Then
contract to
fucking
go, and then
quit.
he's just gonna leave.
Ask for your
I think
papers and just go.
I think he's just waiting for his contract to run out.
You don't. That's the thing, though. You don't have to. You can just tell Tony Khan, "Hey, I want to leave," and Tony Khan will be like, "Okay, fine, leave." I respect that. He will not hold your fucking contract. So
Not
he's
true.
there doing either. He's there.
Not true.
Okay, which one?
Not
Which one?
true.
Except for CM Punk. Except for CM Punk.
Andrade. He did to Andrade too, because Andrade
Okay,
said,
except
"Fuck
for
this streak." He
Andrade.
didn't want to leave, and then he got
Okay.
into a fight on purpose trying to get fired, and they
Yes.
still made him stick it out until his contract ran out.
That's the difference, though. Miro is respectable enough that he would go to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan, I would think, he'd be like, "All right, fine." Andrade tried to do some snaky shit to get out. Like he did it. He just described a sneaky ass fucking thing to get out.
He told him he wanted out of his contract. Tony Khan told him no, and then he got into a fight on purpose trying to get out of it again. Because Tony Khan told him he wasn't letting him out of his contract.
All right, but guess what? That's Andrade. And I don't know. I just want him to do something. He's a great wrestler. He's a great talker. You got your wife in wrestling. Like if you're not there and your wife
No. They're not married no more. They're divorced.
What?
Yeah, they got divorced, dude.
That's why they haven't talked about his hot wife. That's kind of like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they got divorced.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. You guys keep talking for whatever you want. Shit. D-Walk NXT time with D-Walk at 9:30 on Wednesday, Thursdays, depending on if I'm tired or not, or if I'm fucking just slammed from work. P.W.F. sometimes on Saturday, so not every week on Saturday at 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, on my channel. This week in Puerto Rico, where I tell you a crime story, generalized, so I don't get in trouble, and just the truth. This week, I tell you about a woman that went to a cop and said, help me, and the cop said, just generalization. There's more in that story. Say happy. Joby NCO on all the channels down below. D-Walk, all the socials down below. You can read it out. Kane, we love you. Tim, we love you. I'm out of here. You guys can keep talking. Chitty chitty bang bang and all that jazz.
Okay, where are we at? AEW?
Yeah, AEW. Goddamn.
TNT. Adam Copeland, TNT champion.
Adam Oakland should retire.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? What are they gonna do with that?
Man, I don't know. He got to drop the title, bro. He ain't doing nothing.
He's doing the Cope Open. Yeah, he defends the title every week.
Yeah, but he ain't doing really big. Like he haven't really impressed me since he had the TNT title.
I mean, yeah, man, but I don't know, man. The whole outlook of everything with AEW is they have good performers and they have good ideas, but then the good ideas and the good performers are just the storylines are not there. They need to come up with better storylines for these shows, and they really need to start focusing on storylines more.
Yeah, they doing what WWE was doing a couple of years ago.
You have great wrestlers, you're putting on dream matches and stuff like that, and that's great. That's great. You know, for a hardcore wrestling fan like myself or like you, we want to see the dream matches. You know, we want to see these banger matches. But for your casual fans, those dream matches don't mean shit because they don't know who the fuck these people are.
No, they don't.
Most casual fans don't know who Will Ospreay is. Most casual fans don't know who Kenny Omega is. Yeah. But hardcore wrestling fans do because they actually watch it. And they know about New Japan, and they know about AAA, and they know about, all these other federations. Matter of fact, Nick Nemeth is the new AAA Mega Champion.
Yeah.
He beat Alberto El Patron last night.
Yeah.
He now holds a AAA. He's a AAA mega champion in
Uh-huh.
Mexico. He's also a New Japan Pro Wrestling champion in Japan.
Yeah.
He holds
Yeah,
two
that's dope.
titles in Mexico and Japan.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad I'm glad what he doing now because WWE was dropping the ball. They was dropping the ball on him for the longest.
And Broken Matt Hardy is back in TNA.
Yeah. I don't know what they gonna do with him. What is he gonna do with him?
What? Broken Matt Hardy?
Yeah, well, I mean, what's gonna be the storyline? What's gonna be the gimmick? I mean, well, who is he gonna
They're
wrestle?
going
I mean,
after. He's going after Moose for the world
and he gonna
title.
lose. And he gonna lose the title. He not gonna. I don't see
No,
him winning.
they talked about him taking the belt.
No, I don't see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I don't see that happening. I mean, I think
I
Matt
heard.
Hardy time. I think Matt Hardy time has came.
Now Jeff's going to be going over there with him too.
Ain't Jeff already there?
No, he's still in the AEW.
But they still cross brands, so technically he's still there, right?
No, they're done. Matt Hardy's contract's on the AEW.
I mean, the only thing I can see them doing is doing a tag team, winning a tag team. But like, I don't see them winning individual titles by themselves.
I see them going back to WWE, having one last run, and being inducted in the Hall of Fame next year.
Or they go wrestle the Dudleys gonna come out of retirement.
Dudleys were just on SmackDown.
Yeah, looking like shit. Devon could barely walk.
Man, but Bubba Ray look good. Man, Bubba Ray's doing fine. Devon don't gotta do nothing. All he's gotta do is just go get a table and drop a headbutt and just hoist the motherfucker in the air so Devon can drop with the cutter. And he really don't gotta do too much.
I don't think Devon can lift nobody no more. I don't think his
Yeah, he
knees can
can.
handle it.
Huh?
I don't think Devon knees can handle that.
You just got as he's lifting, you just gotta fall backwards. Yeah.
Devon gonna tear everything in his legs.
He's probably got a lot of experience falling backwards.
Devon gonna tear everything.
Devon gonna look. Oh, I can't do that.
Right. Devon and Bubba gonna have to go out there and get the table himself and set it up for him.
What the fuck are they doing with the draft?
Man, it's trash, wasn't it? That shit was trash.
This draft is horrible.
Everybody stayed in the same thing, just about.
It'd be badass
What's that?
if SmackDown drafted Braun Breaker back to SmackDown from Raw.
So you mean if they did trades, or if they did trades?
No, not trades. Like if they actually came out and said SmackDown chooses Braun Breaker, and he has to go back to SmackDown again. It's never been done. Why not do it?
Yeah. Yeah, they need to start what they need to do. They need to start making trades though. Like this the only way I see the draft don't suck this year if they did that.
Jay staying on Raw. Jay Uso staying on Raw was a bad idea.
When you think that'd be a good idea if they start trading like Triple H did with the Dudleys and getting drafted? If they traded, like they actually did trade for wrestlers. That's the only way I see this break coming back.
I just want to see. I don't know where some of these people are going to go, but I don't know. Most of the wrestlers stayed on the same brands they were already on.
Mm-hmm.
I know Monday, we're supposed to have Monday on Raw. There's going to be, tomorrow's going to be more of the draft.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, bro, I don't know what they're doing with DIY because DIY got a lot of potential.
They're splitting.
Huh?
They're splitting.
Yeah.
Ciampa's about to go heel.
So they did all this for nothing. They did all this for nothing, so it's gonna be a Ciampa versus Gargano all over again. Why?
Yep. We're gonna go back to the NXT days.
Why? It don't make sense. They already did it.
Yeah, but they didn't do it other way.
Per 17, wrestling each other per 17.
Yep.
That's dumb. They shouldn't have never put them together then.
I don't know, man. No, guys.
I like how Judgment Day crumbling now.
It's not crumbling. Liv Morgan's gonna take Rhea Ripley's spot.
Damian Priest going face. Damian Priest
You
turning
can't-
face.
You can't go face.
Yeah, you
That
can.
would mean Jey Uso would have to go heel.
The bloodline is on.
Jey Uso's challenging him for the title.
The bloodline on what? Thursday or they what did they get drafted to?
SmackDown. But Jimmy didn't get drafted. Jay got drafted to Raw. So unless they draft Jimmy to Raw,
yeah, that only make better sense because if he go to SmackDown, he'll get his ass beat every week.
yeah, but Jay eventually will help him.
Yeah,
Eventually.
yeah. It's only too long. You can only go too long when you see your brother getting his ass beat.
Eventually, it's what's going to happen, and I think The Rock is pulling all the strings. I think that's how we're going to get Rock versus Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Is because of the two bloodlines.
Yeah. It could be a war. This the only storyline I'm geeked about is this.
I think Rock and Cody are going to face each other at SummerSlam. And I think Roman is going to be the one that saves Cody's belt.
Yeah. I wish they do Braun Strowman right, bro. I wish they do Braun Strowman right, because Braun Strowman could be a monster, bro.
Braun Strowman will be back with the Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six.
But if they make him like he was when he first came, man, when nobody fucking with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was beating everybody ass.
Supposed to be so far, as far as I know, it's going to be Bo Dallas, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, and Alexa Bliss. As far as I know right now.
I wish Brody Lee would have never. I wish it was still Brody. I wish Brody Lee and Bray Wyatt would have been part of it though.
Well,
that'd have been crazy.
They passed away, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, but
all we can do is honor their memory.
Yeah. Bo Dallas, don't fuck this up.
I think he'll be fine.
As long as he don't. I got high expectations of him. I mean, he gotta be twisted though. Like he gotta be twisted. Like
he will.
He gotta be like he gotta go over Bray Wyatt what he was doing. But part of me don't see him going that far past Bray Wyatt because Bray Wyatt was already killing it.
I think he'll be fine.
Time will tell, bro. Time will tell.
Yeah, it will. But I've got to get out of here. I got to get some rest.
Yeah, you look like shit.
I'm exhausted.
You look like shit.
But everybody, don't forget to tune in when we do P.U.W.F. next on Saturdays. D-Walk with the NXT time with D-Walk. And he does that on Wednesdays. Sometimes Thursdays, depends.
Yeah, sometimes.
And until next time when we talk more wrestling with the P.U.W.F., everybody, you have a good night. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay active.
Salta. Yeah.